everybody. We're in Harrodsburg, Kentucky today at the old Fort Harrod. And it's closed. The fort's closed today, so we're going to come back and do a tour of the fort later on. Maybe when it warms up, we'll do a motorcycle ride up here and do it. But today we're going to do a pioneer cemetery here at the fort. We're going to do a federal monument dedicated to the pioneers of Kentucky by the federal government. And this humongous
Then we're going to walk around
tree.
here. Let me turn you around. This is just right after Christmas, but we're going to walk you down here to this Osage tree, and then we'll go up and do a walk around in the cemetery. And I didn't realize that they had all these trees up this year. They look like they're
kind of neat. I've never seen this
either
before.
dedicated by a business or a charity. A little muddy. I've always saw this tree but never stopped to look at it.
Oh, it's huge.
It's an Osage orange tree, 18th century. Sorry if the camera's shaking. It's a little chilly out today.
This tree is taller and broader than the national champion, but remains unofficial due to the trunk split. Over here's where it's split.
Kind of walk you around to see how massive.
Yeah, the trunk split right in here. This thing is huge.
I mean, look at all the knots and twists it has.
Look, it even goes over here. It comes out of the ground again.
I'm trying to film if my hands are shaky.
Be careful, they got these propped up right here.
Oh, the part I'm standing under?
Yeah, you're standing under.
Yeah. They had to prop it up a little.
Oh, look at this can. I didn't see that.
I did a video on the ghost of Fort Harrod a few months back, and wanted to come out and film about this tree and just kind of show you the outside. It's closed, but
This
at
place,
least kind of show you some things.
this place is really neat. We've been here to the fort before
When it was open, we just didn't film it. It was back before we were filming.
and it is really neat to have the pioneers to be in there making candles, and there's a blacksmith in there, and they'll show. And if you get here on certain days, they're inside there actually working on stuff.
Right. You can see propped up there,
Here and
propped up here,
under
of
over our
course,
head.
right under where we're standing. See if I can get it here. The tree is massive. That's the only one I know of here in Kentucky. Yeah. Usually in the spring and summer they'll have kids climbing all over it. No cannon that they made, it looks like. Well, you gonna climb on the tree? Say you climbed it?
No, I don't want
I
that.
climbed the Osage tree today.
I'd be the one, the extra poundage to break it again. But it is neat though.
Yeah.
Let's make our way over to the Pioneer Cemetery.
And since the trees aren't lit up, we won't go through them. We'll just go up here on the hill to the cemetery. I'm not going to do an investigation today. I'm just going to do a walk around. I have a jacket on. Should have put my gloves on. See the fort there in the background, which that doesn't do justice because it's huge inside the gate. Cloudy, cold winter day. See, I tricked Dwayne. I said, let's stop see that Osage tree. And I was like, oh look, there's Pioneer Cemetery, and then there's a federal. In commemoration of the 200th anniversary of the founding of Harrodsburg by Captain James Harrod. Whew. And 32 brave men on June 16, 1774. And then also down here it says on June 16, 1974 was when Neil Armstrong, the astronaut pioneer to the moon, and Claude, district descendant of James Harrod, dedicated this monument. You going that direction? Beautiful stone walkway. Zip up my jacket here. Hobble up these stairs. Ugh. This was also the cemetery I spoke about in the video, where most of the stones are just field stones, either with or without initials. And as you can see, I'll walk on up in here and read the signs, and then we'll look around. You can see a little bit of the fort up in there. Look at all the hedge apples on the ground from the hedge apple trees. Be under that and it falls down and hit you on the head.
Yeah, you have to watch those things. They're hard. Let me get one. Chuck.
Let me read this here real quick. This historic cemetery was used from 1775, when the fort was built, until about 1833. Most of the graves up to 1800 are only marked by rough, unlettered stones. The different grave markings clearly define the progress of civilization at the date of burial. Phew, I'm out of breath. And the materials to be had at that time. So they pretty much use what they had at the moment to bury someone, even if they didn't have a perfect, correct stone.
If it came down to you needing that rock for your chimney or a headstone, it's going in the chimney. You had to have a chimney, or you had to have a wall. I mean, it was not a necessity to have a headstone, so especially back then.
Yep. What you got?
That's the hedge apple. Can you imagine this from the top of that tree hitting you in the head?
All those hedge apples.
You definitely know about it.
Well, you can see here, it's falling over, but you know, pieces of stone just.
Yeah.
Look at this one.
Yeah, that's a.
It's almost kind of shaped like a
crypt or something.
Coffin.
Mm-hmm. I can tell this path. So many people come through here. So
yeah.
4 or 5 inches deep. Just a little path going through here.
And then it also states the first white child buried in Kentucky is entombed in this historic spot. So that's this.
Yeah.
Well, I said it looked like you said tomb, didn't it?
Yeah.
I wish they had put a year on there.
Well, Harrodsburg is the oldest
settlement. Yeah. I said we'll walk around and read the signs first. And it's just a little path here. Alright, we're going to go under here, even though there's hedge apples hanging still. Look at that pile right there.
This one's going to date.
Alright, 1823, TJ Head. This is said to be the grave of Thomas Jefferson Head, a son of Jesse Head, the pioneer preacher who united the parents of Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Lincoln, and Nancy Hanks in 1806. So, it's his burial. Oh, and then I know who this is. And then Anne Magenti, she was the noted pioneer woman that brought the first spinning wheel to Kentucky. She departed in 1815.
Before that, everybody's wearing buckskin.
Honey.
That was a big deal, though, you know, to make lighter clothes or something.
Right.
You know, that buckskin and stuff is heavy in the summertime.
I'm trying to read this. Revolutionary Patriot, 1775 to 1783, placed by Ann Page Charter. That's a tomb there. I was looking at how some of these were placed, you know, like right here. You can see the, you know, what would be what I call the frame around it of stone, and then the footstone and headstone. And as you can see, it's just fieldstones marking with, you know, no names, because back then they used what they had at that time. They've got a nice rock wall built around it. I keep hearing music, but it's with those Christmas trees down there. Does that sign go to this tomb here?
I was just talking about the many courageous men and women and children who braved the perils.
So I don't know who that one is then. Okay. The dust of many courageous men, women, and children who braved the perils of a pathless wilderness has made sacred this historic spot. It seems irony of fate, however, that the brave and intrepid James Harrod, who gave the town its name, should lie in an unknown and unmarked grave. He failed to return from one of his frequent hunting expeditions. His fate surrounded a mystery. And also in the video I told about that, he went on his hunting trip and never returned. And this was actually called Harrodstown when he founded it, and then later on it changed to Harrodsburg. Just little stones. There's some tombs, but there's no names.
Unmarked, all of them unmarked, unreadable except for a few.
Yeah, have you seen any with some initials yet?
No. Well, here's one with an initial, but it's carved out.
It looks like just a T.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, I know this is historical, but at least they've kept all the stones in place and not thrown them up against the wall. And
yeah, they do a good job here. This is a state park, by the way. I mean, it's.
I know that in the records they should probably know who's buried here, but at least when you come here, you can see where they're supposed to be, and not. A lot of times we've come to places they've just got them thrown up against this wall.
And if you ever come down here, guys, and when the fort's open, definitely take the tour. It's only a couple bucks to get in, but it's well worth it. It's so neat inside there.
And they have museum. They have reenactments throughout the year. I forgot what month it is. Here's one. A little bit of writing.
Yeah, I guess it's right on that one.
Looks like it just says born
Hold on, 18.
August 11th, 1800,
That's what it looks
maybe.
like.
And died. Look like could be 1810. You trying to brave that hedge apple tree again? You can see that one is they're up there waiting to fall.
That one looks like a wedge between two branches. Just getting ready to fall.
Just let's take around this back side where the other two signs are. But we will come back, bring the equipment and do an investigation one day here. That almost looks like somebody piled those right there.
Yeah. Oh probably done it on a warmer day than today. It's very cold.
Yeah.
Day.
Of course, I said we came to see the tree. I wasn't prepared to get out and come up here and look at the cemetery, so we didn't bring equipment or gloves or. They're just little stones everywhere.
A lot of stones in this place.
Mm-hmm. Here it tells. Graveyard was just south of Fort Harrod. The original fort was located on the hill, which the video I told it because it flooded. Present day parking lot is over 480 gravestones still remain in this pioneer graveyard. So it doesn't look like it, but
It's really small.
there's 480 here. And as it stated, the fort was lower, and then a flood came and washed out back then, and then they brought the fort up on the hill to keep that from
They
happening.
built it closer to water,
Yeah.
but then the river would get up, or the stream would overflow, and so they ended up having to move it up on the hill and just walk to the water. Guess what the kids had to do? All the water.
Well, that's where it happened to the one that I forget his name now. He was the one supposed to watch the water to keep people from throwing in animals and stuff in their natural spring, and he had his head chopped off.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. We'll walk down this way and then go down. Kind of see up in the fort a little, maybe. Then over here is the amphitheater. As I said, it is closed, but I'm trying to get up here to let you see a little bit. Maybe peek through the fence. A little bit of a view there. Kind of giving a sneak peek of through the fence. Huh? I didn't hear you. Oh, I thought that was the same one. Here we go. Let me look through the fence here. See all the little cabins. What is that one? What'd you find?
This was put here by the park thing in 1930 by the Daughters of the
Memorial
American-
Acre.
Yeah, Daughters of the American Revolution. That's been here since 1930. This plaque and stuff has. So.
A sacred spot of ground adjoining the first cemetery of Kentucky for pioneers whose graves are being destroyed by the effects of time. Immortals of the wilderness whose moccasined feet have impressed themselves. Sorry, I'm trying to read it on the destiny of America. The love of liberty with life is given. June 16, 1930.
That's pretty neat too.
Okay, so they attached it to the Pioneer Cemetery. I thought that was all one stone. Saw something up in. Somebody shoved a flag in the fence. Now, let me walk down. See real quick while I'm here. I hear them boots. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Garrett Terhune, New Jersey Sergeant. New Jersey Militia Revolutionary War, July 25th, 1756 to February 8th, 1821. That one I'm not sure. And then James Ray, Captain, Virginia Militia Revolutionary War, 1758 to 1810. Elizabeth Dunn McGowan, sacred to the memory of the wife of Martin McGowan Jr. Born in Pennsylvania, immigrated to Kentucky with her husband following the Revolutionary War. Pioneer woman who heroically met her toil and danger of the frontier and nobly did her part in maintaining domestic life within Fort Harrod when surrounded by peril and attacks from Indians. Her efforts aided in establishing the Presbyterian Church of Harrodsburg. So that's who she was. And then this is her husband Mark. He was a revolutionary soldier. Born in Ireland, 1750, died in Kentucky in 1848. First to be buried in the Memorial Acre in 1930. Nancy, the daughter of Mark and Elizabeth, born in Fort Harrod, buried in Memorial Acre, 1930. And I'm not seeing her birth. Okay, wait a minute here. Memorial Acre, 1930. Yeah, it doesn't tell her. Couple more here. Erected July 16, 1937 by Leslie Rose. This is Charlie Rose, son of Lewis Rose, born October 6, 1778 and died February 28th of 1845. Was prominent in civic work and elder in the Presbyterian Church. And then this was Captain Lewis Rose, born October 11th, 1749, from Germany, and died February 20th, 1829, here in Harrodsburg. He's buried on the Old Rose Farm, 3 miles east of Harrodsburg. Came to America 1764. And this is his war record for all he served. Yeah. Soldier, Revolutionary War, Fort Virginia, 1777, and Indian Wars, famous Battle of Blue Licks, taken prisoner in August 9th of 1782. Exchange and Return, 1783, fought Shawnee, 1786, Indians of Wabash. And this is Mary, Lewis's wife. And she was born February 4th, 1779, and died 1854. She was a true pioneer mother, lived where Shakertown, Kentucky now is defending self and children against Indians while husband held war captive.
She fought off the Indians.
Yeah.
Kids.
Well, you know, when the men went out to fight, the women were left here, so they had to
left by themselves.
fend for themselves and guard the
kids,
fort and the children, and I'm sure their mothers and grandmothers. Whew, a little chilly. Okay. All right. Like how they did this stone sidewalk. When it warms up, though, we will be back to go in the fort. I think it opens back up in the spring.
Yeah. It may just be closed for the holidays.
There we go, Wayne. Build me a fire.
Ooh, you need it.
I'm gonna walk across here over to that. That's the federal monument dedicated to the pioneers of Kentucky. A lot of detail.
Yes, it is.
You can see people are getting out down there, going over to the tree to climb on it. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that little tour, and sorry the fort was closed, but like I said, we were just coming out, going to town actually, and I saw the tree on stop.
We'll
And
definitely put it back on this summer. Do a video inside the fort, because it is really neat. We've been to the fort one time, I think.
yeah, we actually rode the motorcycle then.
Yeah, we rode motorcycle. We'll do another trip.
We thank you all for watching, and
Until next time, let's see what's out there.